Hi, it's Kate Pinkett. Today I wanted to talk about some advice for getting through a major breakup or a divorce, or maybe even a minor breakup. But this more applies to just major, like when it's a major transition in your life. Um, so I went through a divorce last year, and I came out alive, and I'm actually really thriving, which is great. And but at the time, oh my gosh, it was really difficult. And um, I do have a little, just some insights about how to deal with something like that. So one of the most important things you can do is um, get support from people who are not in your regular social network. Because when you go through a transition like that, especially if you were together for a long time, it's it's very likely that you had a lot of mutual friends, and uh, those friendships can change when you go through a separation or breakup, and uh, it's because you're so. It's just the dynamics of all those friendships will change, and so I would say don't be surprised if some of your friendships change, and it's really important to get support from other people. Um, and that might not happen. You might maintain all of your friendships and it'd be totally cool, but just know that sometimes things change, or it's not quite the same as it was, or you know. One of the things I did that was really helpful was I started going to a lot of women's groups, spiritual women's groups that really helped ground me, and it took me, I wish I had known this at the very, very beginning. At the very beginning, I didn't really know what I was doing, but um, when I started going to this really empowering group stuff that's focused on personal growth, that was such a life changer for me. I'm like, now I'm to the point where I'm always going to have a women's group. I'll probably always be leading a women's group, in fact, because I started one this year that's been freaking amazing, and we support each other through everything. And there's something about sisterhood in particular. I don't know if you're a guy watching this, it's not going to apply to you, but sisterhood, a women's only type of thing, is so powerful. A circle of women. Never underestimate the power of a circle of supportive women. That's all I got to say about that. It's crazy, crazy magical what can happen when all the women feel empowered, and their intention is to help empower each other. That's such an amazing thing. um, Other advice for, oh, and also, if at all possible, if you're a woman going through a divorce, um, or I don't know how this applies to guys because I'm not a guy, but just one of the most amazing things I did when going through the divorce was I went to a women's only divorce meetup support group, and that there's a lot of divorce support groups out there, and I've found that a lot of them are co-ed, so there's guys involved too. And for whatever reason, actually I know why they're what the reason is. It's like when I went to the women only one, it was so freaking much more powerful because we were able to be so much closer and just say everything. And when there was mixed company, it was just a totally different dynamic. So if you're a woman going through this, I definitely recommend starting a women's only divorce support thing, or just finding support in women. It's and that's of course not the only support you need, but there's just something about the sisterhood. Other advice for going through a breakup: it's important to pay attention to your body and allow it to feel what it needs to feel. Your body can handle very intense bursts of emotion, and it's trying to release something when that happens. I remember my ex-husband and I are on very good terms now, and we're still friends, but there was there was a time where we went like 2-3 months without talking at all, and I just felt so devastated at the time because I didn't know if we would stay friends or not. And I remember feeling my whole body just like, it was like, it felt like I was gonna die at the time because I didn't know that it was just, I didn't have as good of a way to handle the intensity of life. If you can handle the intensity that your body feels, you can handle anything in this life. That's really what it's about. It's about knowing that it's just running through you. It's just, you gotta allow it to just happen. And if you feel really intense one day, it's like, it's not good or bad, it's just levels of intensity. So if you can just allow yourself to be like, I'm feeling this really intense thing right now, and I'm okay because I know that I'm not gonna die from intensity, you know? That's what I would have told my past self if I if I could go back in time and I could watch this video when I was going through it. That's the part I would have latched onto. Allow the intensity and know that it's temporary. Know that it will pass. You're not gonna feel like this forever. Even if it feels that way, and it feels like the pain is excruciating, it gets so much better. And you know, breakups are, in the long term, a breakup happened because the relationship had run its course. That doesn't mean the relationship wasn't supposed to happen, and you don't have to regret anything. I didn't regret anything about having been married. I loved the marriage, and it ran its course, and it's like, it taught me so many lessons. It gave me so much experience. It was, and when I look back on it now, it's just like, it was perfect. It was perfect. Everything about it was perfect because it's exactly how it should have been. It's exactly what should have happened, and everything that's happened is what should have happened. And that doesn't mean you can't change how things operate in the future, but it's just living in reality. It's living with there are no mistakes, and you can learn from anything. You can learn a lesson from anything that happens to you, and it can be very hard at the time. And you know, I've coached some people going through breakups, and you know, I've given them similar advice, and it's just looking at the big picture of your life. You look at the big picture. How much stuff have you gone through that was really painful at the time, but it facilitated your growth in some way? You've gone through so much stuff, and you're still here. So you're a survivor of many, many things that were difficult, and you can get through this. And other thing I would definitely recommend if you're going through a difficult time is to work with a professional if at all possible, because friends can be there for you, but friends might come and go because they have other obligations and they have other things they need to do. But a professional is there, you know, because they're being paid. They're there for you though. But and the people who get in these professions, they really truly do care about you. Otherwise they wouldn't be in the profession. But that kind of working with a professional really is a way to guarantee that you get that support. So yeah, if you're going through something like this, just hang in there and know that it gets better, and get the support you need, and treat yourself really well. And yeah, that's my advice, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.